Hello and welcome to Testing Mentor YouTube channel, and today we are going to discuss about what is integration testing. Hello friends, welcome again to Testing Mentor YouTube channel. Today we are discussing about what is integration testing. So uh, yeah, that is the question. What is integration testing? So let's try to understand with the example before going into the actual definition of it. What happens there in the integration testing is, as name indicates, because before this we have talked about unit testing. So that is more like testing in the isolation, that the some code which that has been owned by the developer, so he performs verification of that code whether that is meeting the requirements or not. So that is the unit testing. So here what we are going to do is, we have some modules developed over here. So the different modules will be integrated together in the incremental fashion to verify whether it is working fine or not. Working fine as in fit for use, or else is it meeting the customer requirements or not. Okay, as committed, let's talk in some real life example if we can. So uh, okay, if you can see that on the screen, so that is what we are, uh, it is one of the modules. So if you all of you might be knowing that you use your personal computer, so this monitor is one of the device. So there are some more device to, if you want to assemble your computer, you you have to collect some different devices as well. So this is a keyboard. So there are some another device which is a mouse, and there is one more which is called as a CPU. Now what you will do in this integration testing is, you will integrate them together. Like you have connected a mouse, keyboard and a CPU together. You are verifying it, then you will connect a mouse to it, then you will add a printer to it to verify whether the things are working fine or not. So that is nothing but the integration testing. You are testing those different components, different modules in the incremental fashion. So what happens is that you are testing that as in whole. So you are not going as in whole system out there, you are doing that in the incremental manner. Okay, so that is the integration testing. So now let's talk about some integration testing into uh, some, they have different approaches over there of integration testing. So let's talk about it. So that is the definition for you. Integration of a different modules or components and testing it in the incremental manner. So that is what we have talked now just before few minutes. Now, these are the different approaches of integration testing. One of them is top-down testing approach. So, another one is bottom-up testing approach. Third one is Big Bang testing approach, and the last one is sandwich testing approach. So, what happens in the top-down testing approach is, it is more like you are uh, so uh, here what happens is, you start developing or integrating things from the top level. So you have the upper layer or the top layer which is ready, the functions which are ready with you. So you need some bottom functions, uh, but those you haven't gone up to that level. So what generally happens is, you create some dummy functions out there. So those dummy functions are nothing but stubs. So if you see there at the bottom over here, those dummy functions are called as stubs. So those stub is integrated through modules via different modules, or however is that design is. So that becomes your complete testable module. So this is for top down testing approach, where this thing is ready, the upper top layer is ready, you don't have that those bottom functions ready, and you have created those dummy functions to test this. Okay, so that is your top down testing approach. So what happens in bottom up then? Bottom up is exactly opposite to top down. So what happens over here is, these functions are ready, these functions are ready, they don't have top layer ready. So what we do is we will we will create one calling function. So this drivers, that those are called as a drivers, so that driver will be created which will call or which will use these functions which are there at the bottom level. So what has happened over here is you have created bottom layer, bottom functionality, smaller modules first, then to have you have you are yet to develop the main function. So what you will do is you will create a dummy function which will just for a testing purpose which will call these functions. Okay, so that would be a driver. So what happens in a big bang testing approach? Okay, so you won't test in the Big Bang testing approach unless all your components are ready over there. So you will integrate them all together and then you will test them. So that is nothing but the Big Bang testing approach for you. So integrating all the components, and you won't integrate them until they are ready. Okay, and okay, the last one is about the sandwich testing approach. So as we have talked about top down and bottom up testing approach, this is combination of these two. So what happens over here is, so your it uses the advantages of both. So some from the middle layer it will start with the bottom up approach, and from the same level for some of the functions it will go ahead and perform this top down testing approach. Okay, so what is top down and bottom up, that we have already spoken about. Okay, so that is what the integration testing for you guys. So I hope that you have liked this video. You have understood the concept of integration testing. You have understood the different approaches of integration testing over there. So if you like this video, please do like, do subscribe this channel, share it with your friends, and keep learning, keep liking. Thank you.